Alright, so today we are on second 9 weeks, week 5, and today we will be covering both Tuesday and Wednesday. So let's just kind of review the words for this week that we will be looking at. Repeat after me. Missile, mistrust, misshapen, miscalculate, mishear, mission, dismiss, emit. Alright, so looking at the words that have the root that means to send or to put, that is going to be M-I-S-S, not M-I-S, but M-I-S-S, or M-I-T. So those are the root words that mean to send or to put. So I'm going to go through, and if it has the M-I-S-S, we're going to decide if it needs to go here. Missile.
Yes.
Yes. Mistrust. No. All right, this one is tricky. Misshapen.
No.
No, because
It's miss
shapen or shape is the root word in that one. Miss is the prefix. No, mishappen would be would have still just one S and it would have two P's. So that's why it's misshapen. Miscalculate.
No.
Mishear. Mission.
Yes.
Yes. Dismiss. Yes. Emit. Okay? Now, looking at our next box on Tuesday, someone who composes music, sings the song beautifully, listens to very loud music, or puts the parts of music together.
Puts the music together.
Puts the parts of music together. Okay? Maniac McGee's parents die in a trolley crash. Nevertheless, he has to move in with his aunt and uncle. For example, he has to move in with his aunt and uncle. Or consequently, he has to move in with his aunt and uncle. It's going to be consequently because a consequence is something that happens because of something else. So it's kind of like a cause and effect. Because his parents died, the effect was he had to move in with his aunt and uncle. So consequently is an effect word.
Trolley means like car?
Trolley is like a, like if you go down to New Orleans, they have like a little trolley that runs around. It's it almost looks like a train, but it's like one single car. Yes. Okay. Looking at my next one, what does this idiom mean? She has a heart of gold. It means she is very nice, very kind. Okay? Correct the sentence by adding commas. The author wrote that the history of a kid is 1 part fact, 2 parts legend, and 3 parts snowball.
After fact, legend, legend.
After fact and after legend. What is my rule?
Commas in a series.
Commas in a series, so I'm going to put that right here.
How are we 3 parts snowball? I don't understand.
It's a joke. That you would have to read the book to understand. Combine the sentences. Amanda was upset. She discovered someone had ripped up her favorite book and used it as confetti. So I'm going to say Amanda was upset because someone had ripped up her favorite book and used it as confetti.
They could have been ripping it up because it was old and buying her a new one.
Yeah, maybe.
And they thought that she would be pleased with her favorite book turned into confetti. It don't matter.
Maybe. I doubt it
I
though.
thought she would like confetti better if it was made from her favorite book.
So on Monday we looked at correlative conjunctions and we said that those are conjunctions that work together. We gave the examples of both, has to go with and, neither needs nor, either needs or, and not only needs but also. So looking at today's sentence, either we are going to the party, blank we are not. So what goes with either? Or. Okay? Now, looking at, there was a mistake that we found on Wednesday. It says which words have a root. It shouldn't be root. It should be prefix. That means wrongly or not. And that is going to be just M-I-S or D-I-S.
I have this here and this one.
So M-I-S and D-I-S. So I'm going to go through my words again from this week and tell me if they belong over here or not. Missile.
No.
No. Mistrust.
Yes.
Yes. Misshapen.
No. Yes.
Yes. Because misshapen means that it is not, or that it is shaped wrongly. For example, yesterday I was in the grocery store and I was trying to juggle everything without getting a buggy, and I had a couple of these because they're on sale. So I had a couple of them in my hands along with bread and a 12-pack of Coke Zeros for my husband, and I was trying to juggle everything, and I ended up dropping one of these cans, and now it is misshapen because it hit the ground, and so the top popped up, and so it's misshapen, which means that it is not shaped in a way that it's supposed to be. It's shaped wrong, in a wrong way. Yeah, I still purchased it. It's at home. Miscalculate. Yes. No, I will not be bringing it up here. Mishear. Mission.
No.
Dismiss. So, it's under this group because it has MISS, which means to send or to, which word? Or to put, and it's under this box because it has the prefix that means not. Dismiss means to not send or to not put in something. So if I dismiss you from class, then I'm not allowing you to be in here. Alright, so emit. Alright, so in this box we've got mistrust, misshapen, miscalculate, mishear, or dismiss. The root cred means believable. So what does credible mean?
Believable.
Believable or able to believe. So if someone or something is credible, if it's a credible source, then that means it's a source that you are able to what? Believe. Alright, so which word is a synonym for the underlined word? Synonym means what?
Same.
Same. So which word would mean the same as the word used in this sentence? He is miserable living with them, so he decides to run away. He is unhappy living with them. Unhappy could replace miserable there. Okay? Is this a simile or a metaphor, and what does it mean? Amanda is a bookworm. It is a metaphor. How do we know that it is a metaphor? It compares Amanda to a bookworm, and we do not see the word like or as between that. And so we know that that is a metaphor. And what does it mean?
She likes to read a lot.
She likes to read. Okay? Now, moving on to my next box. Correct the sentence by adding commas. Maniac McGee runs everywhere he goes, can untie a knot, and is allergic to pizza. Sort up with the commas.
Right between not and.
Okay? Maniac McGee runs everywhere he goes, can untie a knot, and is allergic to pizza.
After pizza.
Well, after pizza, there's a period there.
In between pizza and allergic, like two. Wait, no, between allergic to. After goes, after not. After goes.
Alright, so Maniac McGee runs everywhere he goes, comma, can untie any knot, comma, and is allergic to pizza.
Mom,
So,
I think you need to take that comma and put it between everywhere. Maniac McGee runs everywhere, comma, he goes.
he goes where?
He goes where? He goes, can I tie any knot?
So, Maniac runs everywhere that he goes. He runs everywhere he goes. He can untie any knot, and he is allergic to pizza. What is my rule here? Thomas in a series. Nope. Nope. Monday, it was a dependent clause. All right, moving on to my next box. Combine the sentences to be less wordy. The book explores two issues. The first issue is prejudice. The second issue is homelessness. So I'm going to say the book explores the issues of prejudice and homelessness. Alright, and then the last one is fill in the blank with the correct correlative conjunction. Blank, Amanda nor her sister are going to school today. Neither, because we have the word nor in there, and we know the word that goes with nor is neither. Okay? So now let's turn to our poem that we looked at on Monday. And we said that a poem has lines and stanzas, and we identified 8 lines and 2 stanzas in this poem, The Masks by Shel Silverstein. We talked about how in poetry you use symbolism, and that is when words stand for something else. We talked about 2 examples of symbolism in this poem. We talked about masks representing that you are covering up or hiding something. And we talked about blue representing sadness. Then we talked about our characters, she and he. She is different, sad, self-conscious. He is also different, sad, self-conscious. We talked about the first stanza. Okay. We talked about the first stanza being they are hiding who they are. And the second stanza is others were also hiding their true selves. So our theme that we come up with from this poem was show people who you really are, be honest about who you are. So those are two possible things that we could get from this poem. Then we moved over to our first question, which was which statement best explains the metaphorical meaning of blue skin in the poem. We talked about metaphorical meaning. A metaphor compares two unlike things. Figurative language, saying things in a way that cannot be taken literally. So these people, did they literally have blue skin? No. It was showing the reader that the blue skin represents a quality that people are afraid to share, even though it is an important part of their identity. So now we are going to look at a quote from the poem that best supports the answer to part A. This is using text evidence. Okay? So, does she had blue skin tell me that blue skin represents a quality that people are afraid to share, even though it is an important part of their identity?
No.
Kept it hid. Does that tell me that blue skin represents a quality that people are afraid to share, even though it is an important part of their identity?
Maybe.
Maybe. Searched for blue.
No.
Never knew.
No.
So my answer is B. Kept it hid tells me that the blue skin represents a quality that people are afraid to share, so they hide it, even though it is an important part of their identity. All right, and then looking at 3, it says, how does the illustration is just a drawing. How does the illustration contribute to the meaning of the poem? All right, and this actually gets into like multimedia sources. So I'm going to put that here, multimedia sources. And we're going to talk about multimedia sources probably after Thanksgiving is when we're going to get into that. So that is going to be addressing that standard. So let's look at how does the drawing contribute to the meaning of the poem. Let's turn back and let's look at the drawing. So we see two people. Their backs are turned away from each other. And they have masks. And what is unique about the mask that they have on?
They have like statues from Easter Island.
They look like statues from Easter Island, but somebody else said they're huge, they're giant, they're enormous.
They can't see them.
All right, so let's look at how does this drawing contribute to the meaning of the poem. A says, the size of the masks in the illustration emphasizes how hard people try to hide their true selves. Maybe. Emphasizes means like shows. B, the simplicity of the drawing shows that being your true self is easy to do.
Yes.
No. That easy to do? It's not easy to do. C, the masks facing opposite directions in the illustration show that lying will get you nowhere.
No.
D, the different hairstyles in the drawing show that just because two people have blue skin doesn't mean they are alike in every way.
They don't have actual blue skin.
So my answer is A. Okay, so that finishes our bell work for today. Tomorrow is Thursday, So we will go over column 4 on our language, and we will go over our last question, which is going to be a race question for our passage or our poem.